Hey everyone, it is day 8 of March of the Writers, and this is This or That. So the first one is physical books or digital books. And I love books in all formats, honestly. I've really gotten into audiobooks these last few years because it just helps, um, have access to books and everything when I'm working and stuff. Same thing with digital because, you can read on the bus, you can read waiting for things, you can read on your breaks and stuff, and obviously it's easier to do digital than physical books. However, I do love an actual physical book, right? You know, love the covers and everything and stuff like that, and being able just to hold the book. And it's just hard to pick. Like, I guess I would go physical because that's how I started reading. That's what started my love with books and everything, or the format that, I began my reading journey with. But I think all forms are valid forms of storytelling, or accessing books. But I guess if I had to pick a favorite, it still would be physical. Night owl or early bird? I wish I could be an early bird. It's just that with work, I usually work in the afternoon, so I'm kind of tired and everything. So I'm kind of forced to be a night owl with my reading, but I would much prefer to be an early bird. I would love to just get up in the morning, have a nice cup of coffee, and sit down with a good book. Series or standalones? This one is hard because I've read maybe 5 series and a bunch of standalone books. And it just really depends on the story. Some are good as a standalone, and then some are good as a series. In some ways, with some standalones, you kind of wonder about what might have happened with this or that character or how the author would write it. But it also seems like it should just be a finished story. So I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm getting more into series lately, but there's still a lot of excellent standalone books. Writing by hand or laptop. So I write a lot of plots down, some scenes by hand. I'll write lists of names I want to use and stuff like that. But after that, it goes to the laptop. So I guess it's either or. It starts out handwritten, and then the final one is laptop. So I guess laptop wins because that's how I publish my books and stuff. I have to write it on some kind of computer. So I guess technically more so laptop, but I do love my journals. Spring, summer, fall, or winter. They all have good qualities about them, I guess you would say. Winter probably being my least favorite because it's cold, but there are pretty holiday and festive things going around that time of year. Summer, there's a lot you can do, but it does get pretty hot. My favorites are spring and fall. I love the rain. I love the colors of fall. I think they have a good balance within them. Then there's catchy title or gorgeous cover. Again, both can be really good, but I'm probably gonna go with catchy title. Um, because there's a lot of things people don't like about covers that I just don't care about, right? A lot of people don't like movie covers. I don't mind them. It really depends on the movie itself, I guess. If it's really bad, maybe not. But I don't care about movie poster covers. To me, if you like collecting from your favorite series or your favorite book, that's just like one more interesting cover you can have. Um, I don't really mind people on the cover of books, as long as it makes sense. But I really love a good catchy title, right? And a lot of my books don't have, or a lot of my favorite books don't always have the most catchiest titles. Some of them um, just say what the book basically is, but there are some that are within those that do. Um, And simple doesn't always mean bad, right? Sometimes, it is an interesting title. Like, it wasn't my favorite out of the series, but The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. That's an catchy, interesting title, in my opinion. Not the catchiest, but Three Dark Crowns, has an interesting title. Kind of sort of tells what's going on, but not at the same time. Trying to think of some more. I think The Lovely Bones was a good title. There's just so many out there. Yeah, I'm going to go with titles more than covers, honestly. And the last one is planner, pantser, or planter. I'm definitely a planter, so I do plot things out a lot, but then some things I just, take off the top of my head. So that is day 8 of March of the Writers. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.